Hey guys, my name's Alex. This is my 2001 Toyota Sequoia. It's first gen, probably the best gen if people want to think that or not. But yeah, we'll take a look and dive into what my build is. So starting out on the solar system, that's the Lensun 90-watt hood solar panel. That is running a lot of the electronics on inside of the truck, keeps my refrigerator running all times. Baja design, got the Squadron Sports. Rear chase lights are the S2s. And then going up to the Pack Rack's roof rack system, inspired Overland rooftop tent. That's their soft-sided rooftop tent. And then you'll see the Pack Racks got the flush-mounted S2s in the back there. And obviously the camera for my wolf box. So out back, I've got the 80% off-road. It's a single swing out. It's available with a table or without. This one's without. Super simple to use. It's literally open just like that.
Do you know how much it weighs?
Not too definite, but I'd probably say about 60, 70 pounds, but it welds into the frame. It's a solid mount system. I've been running it for over 3 years now, and I've had no issues with it.
And what's that tire do you have on it?
The 35 1250 17s.
Okay. You want to go ahead and open up the back
Yeah.
and show everybody what you got back there?
So, oops, hang on. First timer fail. So out back, we've got a full drawer system that's done by Pneumatic Overland. It's got dual full-size drawers that slide out. It's got the bat wings so you can access down into the panels if need be. So like this side, I've got where all my solar comes into the back of the truck, USB and whatnot. So, and then full slide drawers on both. This one's also got a false tabletop that opens up, and it will stay there if need be. Pretty simple and streamlined.
Okay, let's talk about your.
Oof.
Let's go ahead and talk about your wheel and tire setup.
So the wheel and tire setup is the TIS 565 on a 17x9 -12 offset. They came on board with Hercules tires. That's the Hercules TIS, the TT1. That's their off-road mud terrain. Honestly, it's my second set. I've had zero issues with them. They have been all over Arizona, California, Utah, Moab, and have never had an issue with them. Zero flats, zero issues. So rear suspension is Old Man Evu 2860 springs. I've got some cheapy rough country shocks right now in the back. Up front, we've got the Camberg Uniball uppers, King 2.5 coilovers without bypasses. Stock lower control arms, upgraded lower control arm bushings to the Siberian bushings. It's been a solid setup and allows me to run the 35s with virtually no issues. And then for protection, I'm running the Pack Racks sliders. These are weld-on for the first gen Sequoias. Majority of his product is a bolt-on style, but for these, they had to do a weld-on style. Again, have had no issues with those and have beaten the crap out of them. Part of the suspension also too is I've got front and rear Duro bumps on the Sequoias. You can run a single bump stop. You run the rear one. Curtis and the guys decided to have me run both, so it actually acts like one of those air shock bump stops, like what King makes and whatnot, without having to cut my frame all up. Highly recommend those. They work very well. So And if you come over here to this side, just a cheapy Max Track awning, man, from Napa. Nothing spectacular. So, and then back here we've got the Dometic refrigerator. We've also added a permanent mount system to it. So that's available from Pneumatic. It did require a seat delete, but I'm not too worried about that. And then also, I guess I'll show you in here too, is on my dash, I've got the Packrax dash system mount. So I run my iPad and my phone. So, and those have taken an abuse and they don't move. So, then of course we did the custom two-tone paint because I wanted to be a little different. But it's been a solid rig, man. It's got 326,000 miles on it right now. Other than standard maintenance, I bought it from the original owner. I have had no issues whatsoever with this platform. Why I did this platform, I needed something big enough for kids, and I wanted to get back out into the wild and whatnot. I've had Jeeps and I've had all that stuff before, and a friend of mine's wife had one and I drove it and absolutely fell in love with it. So that's why I started to find this one. I found it, and then it was the slow build process. So future upgrades, we're possibly going to end up doing front bumper with a winch, without a winch. We're still kind of figuring that out if we're going to buy one or make our own. Rear bumper, we're not going to do anything with. I like the styling and the look of that. I do want to add a rear bash bar. But, you know, a lot of this build has been made possible with a lot of great companies that have been helping out. Durobumps, Packrax, TIS wheels, Hercules tires. The list goes on and on. AZ Toy Pros, he gets me out of any sort of mechanical issues in a moment's notice. Highly recommend them. State 48 Overland, they did the 48 gears in this when I did blow out my rear end. Ed Whitehead's Tire Pros is the company I work for. They allow me to take off and go do these fun trips and do this kind of stuff. And most of all, probably my girlfriend and my kids. They put up with a lot of my antics and let's go do this, let's try this, let's see if this works. At the end of the day, if they don't support you, then what are we doing this for?